September is brutal. The bass have a ton to eat, from craws to yearling shad. They have a smorgasbord. This lake gets a ton of pressure and is super clear. It is going to be a tough day, and we've only got 5 hours to catch 5 bass. This might be brutal. When the bass migrate on this lake, what's really funny is they drop this lake. So what they do is they'll stay up the creeks about halfway until September when that cold front starts, and then they'll start migrating out to that deeper water, the shad, the bass, all of them. So right now we've kind of already tracked them to almost their winter haunts. The bass are already moving, and I'm going to show you some of the baits we're going to start with today to try to get these bass to bite. First thing this morning, we're going to cycle through a bunch of topwater baits. We're going to hope that they're shallow feeding on these shad. So we'll cycle through 2 or 3 different baits, like the Lobina Lures Popper, the Good Old Prank, and the Viva Sky Popper. By catch tackle, not core. Sorry, I get that mixed up all the time, guys. So anyway, great little popper here. Now we'll also have a couple of walking baits out, and this is probably going to be my go-to. This is a custom paint from Pradco or from LureNet. You need to go check them out. They do some really cool custom paint jobs, and this is the Super Spook Junior. And of course, we're going to have a jig tied on. We got a full moon last night, and that means hopefully there's going to be some smaller crawls out there molting as we get into September. This is a 1/2 ounce angler tungsten. Got a rage bug in a green pumpkin on there. You can see, I don't remember the color of this, but it's got a little bit of red and a little bit of orange in it, which is a great color this time of year. Last but not least, man, you better have as far as bait casters go, you better have an underspin. This is a Ramsey bait underspin with a ledge head lures, Tennessee River Bling. This thing has done work this summer for me. So we're going to cycle through, because a lot of times what's going on this time of year is the bass are chasing shad. They're chasing them out in the open. The problem this time of year is that there's so many shad that it's hard to get them to bite anything else, but they're so keyed in on that little tiny shad, it gets really tough. So some of the things we're going to be throwing is even a bigger, this is a Demiki Armor Shad, and this is a BizBaits Ring Roller Head, but we're going to throw this, I think this color is Black Silver Flake or Black Smoke, something like that. Anyway, because we can and will get around some bigger shad. When we see that on our graphs, we want to go with a little bigger bait. You always got to have some sort of soft jerk bait, whether it's to get it over into the trees, which they will be in the trees this time of year, or whether it's just to twitch it out in open water. Since we know they're going to be chasing some smaller shad, we've got this. This is an American shad design by Ramsey Baits, and it's on a Demiki head. I just love the way it fits these smaller baits. And really one of my go-tos in this clear water is this Elastec, this Strike King Baby Z2. I think this is called Gray Glimmer, but it's really kind of a ghost shad color, and I got this on one of the Rolling Strolling heads by Queen's Tackle. So as you can see, we've got a bunch of other stuff tied on, and we'll cycle through a bunch of other minnow baits if that's what they're on today. It is fall fishing, and again, my buddy Tim Saylor with Ledgehead Lures, he probably said it best: when you catch one on one bait, just put it down, because they won't bite it the rest of the day. You just got to cycle through baits this time of year.
You want me to daggone little thing?
Yep. Get there. God. thought I had a big internal right there. Let's see if I can get these to hit top water. Oh my God, here they come. Come on, hit it. Oh God. Knocked it freaking sideways. All right. There's one. Finally. Oh. I knew you was gonna do that. You know what? Come on now. That's a good one. That is a good one. And I mean barely hooked. Good enough, I guess, though. That is a Strike King Baby Z2. Great glimmer. Great clear watercolor. That is a rolling strolling head. There's a bunch of them out here. We'll see what we can do. Missed a couple on top water, but that is a good fish. Nope. Maybe. There's some big old shad over here. Do we have any of those, and I meant to look and get some. Do we have any of the BR fish in that UV silver? All right, so they seem to be in the mood of chase. So what we're going to do is we're going to tie on one of the duo BR heads. This is a 1/4 ounce, and the BR fish. Notice we've got it rigged upside down so that we can get that good side to side action out of it. Let me get this tied on and let's go see if we can catch one on it. That was a vicious strike. What feels like a better fish, he is not coming up. Maybe a smallmouth right here. How many times I say that and it ends up not being a smallmouth? Come on. Come on. Oh, he swatted at it. You big dummy. Come here. Well, BR head, they were going crazy over it. He ain't as big as the last one, but still a pretty good one. That's that UV silver. All right, he's skinny though. Man, I thought I had a good one, but oh well, guess not. Don't know, Michael, don't know. Oh, God. He about took it out of my hand. Did you see that? Can't see him. Yeah, dog, you swallowed it though. Look at that. He didn't think about it. fat. Look how chunky. That is a Damiki head with a Ramsey bait. I don't know what he calls it, little minnow. So, all right, so we're gonna let those fish calm down just a little bit. I'm gonna give you a little bit of the conditions of the day. It was 54 degrees first thing this morning, supposed to warm up to be somewhere in the neighborhood of about 75. The water clarity is about 8 to 10 foot visible down on the lower side of this lake. Not supposed to have a lot of wind today, not supposed to have a lot of cloud cover today, so it is going to get tough. We had a full moon, and a lot of times during the night, these bass are going to feed during that full moon. So we expect it to get tougher as we get around that 10, 11 o'clock stage. But for now, we're going to go check out a couple other spots and let this group rest. Man, there is a ton of good fish right here in this location. I know you shouldn't leave fish to find fish. We're just going to let them calm down a bit. All right, so that was a total bust. Didn't really find a lot of life up there. So what I'm thinking is probably correct. Even talked to a couple of guys that had went up that way we seen this morning, and they hadn't, or at least they said they hadn't been doing real good. All right, let's go back down. We're getting close to that noon time. Let's see if we can round out a limit with 2 more bass. I like a jig, but when it's dead set calm like this and got a bluebird sky, I'd rather just be throwing a soft plastic. I'm hoping there's some brush over here that I can kind of get into. He's a little guy, but we got another on the old angler tungsten jig, 1/2 ounce. He's a dink, but hey, he's a bass. What are you supposed to do, man? Oh, number 5. It got tough. Oh. Got him out of the trees, the Damiki. Again, that's the Damiki head and the Ramsey Bates little minnow. He made me that color. Thank God. 5 is alive. All right, geeks, before we go on, I do want to say thanks to my buddy Mike over here. Appreciate him doing everything he's done. And staying the hell away from me because, as you can tell, I have been sick. Still a little under the weather, but we're definitely feeling a lot better. And it's always better to set the hook on a couple. Now, all that being said, pretty good day. We caught 5. This is a tough lake. It's a tough time of year, but this bite should be heating up as we get toward the end of September and into October. We've had some really fun days on this lake and one of our others, Top Secret Lake P and Top Secret Lake F. Hopefully we're going to hit it later in the week. So as you can tell, just to wrap up the day, we caught pretty much everything other than one little bass on a minnow bait. I mean, we threw, paddle tail baits at them, underspins at them, but they're out here and they're really keyed in on those small shad, and that's what worked for us. I mean, we threw jigs around, we flipped, we pitched. There just wasn't catching them any other way today. So, if you really want to learn, and, shout out to Gramps, and by the way, Gramps, thoughts and prayers, hope you're doing better every second of every day, buddy. And Gramps said something to me at a expo that we met up at one time, and he said, I was one of the first to ever talk about the Damiki or minnow baits, and as well before forward-facing sonar. You can go back and look at that. I promise you I was the first. But if you really want to learn, about weights, baits, and how to use them, we're going to do a whole nother in-depth with what I've learned over the past 2-3 years, 4 years, and tens of thousands of hours on my live scope. But you need to go check out this video right here. Otherwise, questions, comments in the comment section below. Like it if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. Make sure you ring the bell so you get the notifications. 100% Water Squad. We are almost 290K. You geeks rock.